In the picturesque town of Woodridge, nestled among rolling hills and serene landscapes, a mysterious legend shrouded the old bank that stood at the town's edge. The townsfolk whispered tales of untold riches hidden within its walls, guarded by a malevolent creature known as the Bank Ghoul. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, a sense of anticipation hung in the air. One evening, the town's young and adventurous soul, Sam, found himself captivated by the alluring rumors. He stood outside the old bank, staring at its weathered facade with an excited glimmer in his eyes, as if beckoned by the promise of riches. "Have you heard the tales, Lily?" Sam turned to his best friend Lily, who stood beside him, concern etched on her face. "They say the old bank is filled with treasures beyond imagination. I'm going to rob it." Lily's eyes widened with worry. "Sam, you can't be serious. There's a reason people call it the Bank Ghoul. It's dangerous." But Sam was undeterred, dismissing her concerns with a wave of his hand. "Oh, come on, Lily. It's just a spooky story meant to scare people away. I'm sure the ghoul is nothing but a figment of imagination." As they talked, an elderly man, Old Man Jenkins, approached them, his gait slow but purposeful. He had lived in the town for generations and carried the weight of its history in his eyes. I couldn't help but overhear." Old Man Jenkins spoke with a somber tone, leaning on his cane. "Young man, be wary of the Bank Ghoul. It's not just a story. Many who tried to rob the bank never returned." Sam gave him an amused grin. "Thanks for the tales, Old Man Jenkins, but I don't believe in ghosts and ghouls." Old Man Jenkins shook his head, his voice tinged with sadness. "Suit yourself, but remember, some legends are born from truth." Despite the warnings, Sam's mind was set. That night, as darkness enveloped the town, he prepared his tools: a flashlight to pierce the bank's shadows, a bag to hold his ill-gotten gains, and a crowbar to unlock the vault. His excitement masked the unease he felt deep inside, but he was determined to seize the opportunity of a lifetime. "Sam, please don't do this," Lily pleaded, her eyes filled with concern. "I don't want to lose you to some horror tale." But Sam's determination remained unshaken. "Lily, it's going to be fine. You worry too much. I'll be back before you know it, and we'll be rich beyond our wildest dreams." Lily looked unsure, torn between trusting her friend and fearing for his safety. "Just promise me you'll be careful. I don't want anything to happen to you." Sam smiled, attempting to reassure her. "I promise, Lily. It's just a simple heist, and we'll finally have the life we've always dreamed of." The next day arrived, and the town buzzed with hushed whispers about Sam's ambitious plan. With a mix of excitement and apprehension, he stood in front of the old bank, its imposing presence casting a shadow over him. "This is it," he whispered to himself, the weight of the legend hanging heavy on his shoulders. "I'm finally going to make our dreams come true." With a deep breath, Sam pushed open the creaking door, its rusty hinges echoing through the stillness. The air inside was thick with a sense of foreboding, and every sound seemed magnified in the empty halls. "Just find the vault and everything will change," he muttered, his heart pounding in anticipation of what lay ahead. As Sam ventured deeper into the dimly lit bank, the atmosphere grew increasingly eerie, the silence broken only by the echoing of his own footsteps. Unbeknownst to him, the Bank Ghoul watched from the shadows, its malevolent presence growing with every step Sam took. "Foolish mortal, you dare intrude upon my domain," a voice whispered with a chilling coldness, causing Sam to halt in his tracks. Startled, he turned around to face the source of the eerie voice, and there, materializing from the darkness, stood the Bank Ghoul, an apparition with hollow eyes and a sinister grin that sent shivers down his spine. What are you?" Sam stammered, his bravado fading in the presence of the unearthly being. "I'm the Bank Ghoul, the guardian of this cursed place," the creature replied, its voice echoing through the bank like a haunting melody. "Your greed has led you to your doom." Before Sam could react, the Bank Ghoul lunged at him, its ghastly form enveloping him in darkness, and in that moment, the old bank's haunted tale was about to unfold in a chilling act of terror. Inside the dimly lit bank, Sam found himself surrounded by the chilling presence of the Bank Ghoul. The air felt heavy with dread, and the shadows seemed to close in on him, squeezing his heart with fear. This can't be real. It's just a nightmare," Sam whispered, his voice trembling. "Oh, it is real, young mortal." The Bank Ghoul's eerie whisper echoed through the bank, sending shivers down Sam's spine. "Your desire for riches has led you to me, and now you shall face the consequences." Panic surged within Sam, and he stumbled backward, narrowly avoiding the ghoul's cold grasp. His eyes darted around the dark interior, searching for a way out. Every corner felt like a labyrinth of darkness, and the walls seemed to close in on him. "Please, I didn't mean any harm. Let me go," Sam pleaded, desperation evident in his voice. "Your pleas fall on deaf ears, for I am the keeper of the cursed bank. No one escapes my grasp," the ghoul replied, its mocking tone sending chills down Sam's spine. But fear propelled Sam to keep moving. He knew he had to escape this nightmarish situation. The bank's once familiar halls now felt like a twisted maze, and he wondered if he was walking in circles. Suddenly he spotted an old wooden door slightly ajar, with a sliver of moonlight shining through it. A glimmer of hope ignited within him. "There, an exit," Sam whispered with a mix of relief and anxiety. With renewed determination he rushed towards the door, the ghoul's haunting laughter echoing in his ears, urging him to move faster. He reached the door and pushed it open, stepping outside into the moonlit night. A rush of cool air washed over him, offering a momentary respite. But as he turned back, the door slammed shut, sealing off his only means of return. Sam's heart sank and he pounded on the door in vain, his pleas for escape falling on deaf ears. The ghoul's chilling laughter resonated from within the bank, taunting him with his entrapment. "You are trapped now, mortal. There's no escape from the cursed bank," the ghoul's voice echoed through the walls. Realization dawned on Sam. He was alone, surrounded by darkness and haunted by the malevolent ghoul. He had to find another way out. Guided by the light of his flickering flashlight, he ventured through the surrounding woods, the eerie silence broken only by the rustling of leaves. Fear gnawed at him as he tried to find any signs of civilization or a way back to the town. The night grew colder, and the trees seemed to whisper foreboding secrets. Sam's steps were uncertain as he navigated through the darkness, driven by the need to survive. Exhausted and overwhelmed, he stumbled upon an old, run-down cabin. Its windows were boarded up, and its doors creaked in the wind like mournful cries from the past. The cabin stood like a forgotten relic, but to Sam, it offered a glimmer of hope, a refuge from the nightmarish ordeal he'd endured. He entered the cabin, and the air inside was stale and musty. He found a dusty old lantern and managed to light it, providing some much-needed illumination. As the lantern cast flickering light across the cabin's interior, Sam's gaze fell on an old journal lying on a dusty shelf. Curiosity got the better of him, and he picked it up, flipping through its worn pages. The journal contained the tragic stories of those who had ventured into the bank in the past, each tale recounting harrowing encounters with the Bank Ghoul. Sam's heart sank as he realized that those who had disappeared were not just urban legends. They were real people, victims of the ghoul's curse. "They were real, all those who disappeared," Sam whispered, the weight of their stories settling heavily upon him. Inside the cabin's dim light, Sam grappled with the weight of his greed-driven decisions. He knew he had to confront the Bank Ghoul once more, but the odds seemed insurmountable. The moon cast an ethereal glow through the cabin's window, and Sam gazed at it, his mind filled with both fear and determination. As the night stretched on, Sam prepared himself for the impending confrontation with the Bank Ghoul. He knew that facing his own recklessness was the only way to break the curse and escape the haunted bank.